So for the past few years, I've been sharing with you guys about America's fastest growing community, which is Horizon West here in Winter Garden. And I've been talking about like what's coming, right? The retail, the commercial, the neighborhoods. And I thought, hey, listen, over the past 6 months, there's been a lot of stuff that's finally popped up. So it'd be cool to show you around some of the neighborhoods, how things are maturing, some of the retail that's finally here, and what's coming. So stay tuned. So real quick, just to recap, Horizon West is about 14,000 houses. It's a master plan community in Winter Garden. It's 34787 for those of you looking on a map or trying to find it online. A lot of times people call me and they're like, I'm looking on Redfin or Realtor.com or Zillow and I can't find Horizon West. It's because it's actually in Winter Garden, just sort of the southernmost part closest to Walt Disney World. And so the beautiful thing about it is actually broken up into different sections. You've got Lakeside, you've got Hamlin, which is where we're at now, and then all of these other little villages with retail and housing intermixed within them. They've got new schools going on. It's easy to see why Horizon West is one of the fastest growing communities in the entire country. But let's spin around and see some of the stuff that's changed since our last video. All right, so let's break this up into 3 different categories. We'll talk about real estate, like residential real estate. We'll talk about infrastructure, like retail, hospital, and that sort of stuff. And then I'll talk to you a little bit about what's coming in the area. So starting with residential real estate, we've got basically 7 or 8 different neighborhoods coming to the area still. Toll Brothers just launched their new neighborhood over in Ovation. It's called West Haven. You've got Taylor Morrison and Ashton Woods are going to be launching their neighborhoods next year, like 2022. Waterley by D.R. Horton still has plenty of houses. They've got townhomes, single family, estate size, lakefront, a little bit of everything for you there. And then down by Flamingo Crossing, I think that's really going to be the next frontier. You've got so much of what Disney's already built out there. They've got a Target, they've got a Walgreens, they've got Five Guys Burgers and Fries, kind of like just the normal retail stuff you'd need to kind of help them out with their Disney housing, their cast member housing over there. And so it's a really convenient location at the south part of Winter Garden. So this is Dreamfinders. They've got Lakeside at Hamlin. It's right near the Orlando Hospital, and it's also got like a 417 right next to it. So it kind of makes it an interesting location because of the noise. But for the longest time, it was really the only new construction option that you had. And so people were lining up, flocking to them. And they do build a good product, so I understand why. But location-wise, I kind of think that the southern Horizon West is probably where I would pick. Let's go take a look at some of those neighborhoods. So as we're driving in between the neighborhoods here, one thing that's very different about Horizon West compared to like Lake Nona is that Lake Nona had all of the commercial kind of almost first. Now they're backfilling with some retail, but really they built the hospitals, they built a lot of commercial jobs over there before they built the houses. Horizon West was so many houses before there were even schools or retail or anything like that. A lot of the residential is finally getting built out. Now you've got the new schools coming, you've got the new retail, you've got the new jobs. And based on the proximity to Disney, I think it's going to set Horizon West up for success for years to come. Right at the entrance of Waterley, they're going to be building another Publix over here, and there's another middle school and elementary. And so let's actually talk about schools next. I think that's an important piece if you're moving to the area. Due to the growth in the area, the school districts did get a little kind of tight over here in regards to the amount of kids going to the schools, but thankfully they've moved up the schedule for a lot of the new construction on these new schools. So we've got a new elementary going in that'll be open 2023, the new high school that just opened up, that actually just opened up in 2022. There's new middle school opening up on Avalon, so there's a lot of new schools to kind of alleviate the amount of growth in our area, and I think that's a fantastic thing. So just to finish up sort of the schools idea, so obviously those aren't the only 3 schools here in Horizon West. You've got Horizon West Middle School, which just opened up a couple years ago. You have Windermere High School that just opened up 3-4 years ago. So now there's gonna be 3 high schools, multiple middle schools, I think almost 10 elementary schools just to support this area. So it's really impressive to see how the whole area has begun to evolve. So this is the Mark over on Seidel Road. Unicorp is actually building this out, and it's deceivingly large how many shops are actually going in here. They've got like Starbucks and Walgreens. They also have a new project coming out of New York. Well, it's actually called the New York Beer Project going in there. A lot of like day-to-day stuff you're gonna need. There's a 7-Eleven going in here with like just a few pumps for gas because there's actually no gas station on Seidel Road. So just like the little day-to-day things that make life here in Horizon West a little bit easier. It's so wild to think that when I first moved here, like Seidel was just a 2-lane highway, no traffic, no anything. And then Avalon was kind of like the connector road that you didn't ever really want to use if you didn't have to. And now they're adding 2 lanes to here, so this will be 4 lanes. Then you got Western Way, which didn't exist like a year and a half ago, that connects you all the way from Avalon all the way down into Disney. And so this whole area is becoming way more navigable, getting back and forth around Horizon West, but then also getting like from say Claremont up over to Disney is going to become easier and easier as time goes on. So you have this Fleming's Road right here. Right now, right through there is Claremont. And so those people that live over there, you have to drive all the way around to Disney. It's probably 25 minutes or so. Once this opens up, you're all of a sudden gonna be 5 minutes to go to Flamingo Crossing, 10 minutes to Disney Springs. And so I think real estate prices here and right there in Claremont are really gonna boom the more access that this allows. So right here, this is Winter Garden. This is where Ashton Woods is going to be building. Right there is Sarah Noah in Claremont. And so once these roads connect, and you can see that road actually dead ends in, once the 2 counties get together and they finally get their stuff paid for, this is going to open up this whole area. You've got Fleming right here, MI Homes is right there. This is where we're at. And you've got Sawgrass Bay, Sarah Noah, all that right here. And then that's the last piece that they have to connect. So you got all of these new hotels and then all of this retail. This is all within the past year that they've built all of this. This is, to me, insane seeing how fast Disney was able to put all this up. And Disney actually has developed all of this stuff. So you got Five Below opening November 11th. So I think a lot of these other ones are starting probably around the same schedule. By the end of the year, you're gonna have a lot of new stuff coming in, which is huge because over on 535, if you guys are following me on Instagram, I was posting about this before, they're shutting down a big portion of the property across from Disney Springs. Basically, FDOT, the Florida Department of Transportation, did eminent domain, and they're paying hundreds of millions of dollars to put in a new exchange at I-4 and 535. And so a lot of those companies are relocating to this area of town really to support like the cast member housing that's already moved over here. And so I think it's going to be a really great little amenity if you live in the Horizon West area. It's going to be awesome being able to look back over the past like 20 years of this footage and kind of like how the area matures along with my family and just sort of helping you guys over the years. So listen, if you're looking to buy or sell a house anywhere in Central Florida, my team and I, we want to be your real estate resource of choice. So hit me up at info@pozekgroup.com. And then before you leave, hit the subscribe button. We're putting out videos like this, letting you have insights into Central Florida living every single week. We'll see you guys on the next video.